You're going to trade the Forex market, you got to know what you're doing because of what this says. All right, this says if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose your money. Okay, and I tell you that right up front so you know that this is serious business. And I take it very seriously, okay? I'm not going to throw your hard-earned money against the wall today and hope it sticks. I'm going to make sure that you know what you're doing so you can trade this market. And that's another key to what this says. It says also that I am not a commodities trading advisor. Now, what does that mean? Well, long and short of it is I can't trade your money for you, okay? No matter what I show you today, no matter how well it works, no matter how well you see it happening, I can't be the one pushing the button when it comes time to buy or sell. You're going to be in control, all right? You're going to be the one pushing the button. You got to be confident enough to do it. You got to know when to buy and sell so that you can make some money at this. So let me go through these steps, and if this makes sense to you while I'm going through it, you know what you can do? You can give yourself a shot at it, all right? That's going to be up to you, and I'm going to do my part. Now, why am I so excited, right? Well, one of the reasons is because here at Market Traders Institute, all right, we are releasing our latest prediction. And whether you know it or not, all right, the all-star traders that are here at MTI, all right, we've got the highest profile group in the Forex community worldwide. We're on every channel, we're in every publication, and other groups are using our team's expertise to help their people because our track record's pretty darn phenomenal, all right? Our last 7 predictions in a row have all netted, all right, profitable results to the tune of 38,000 pips. So when we come out with a prediction, people pay attention. And our latest prediction, and I want you to write this down, all right, is going to be coming out, and it says tomorrow, but it's actually today, okay? Today, Valentine's Day, all right? And you're going to have a chance to hear it at 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock tonight. So write that down. 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock tonight, all right? You're going to have an opportunity to hear this prediction. Your timing couldn't be any better because the pound gang is set to break out, all right? And please write that down. Everybody's looking for opportunity, and they want their timing to be right, right? If I could sell you Apple at 2, right, or Microsoft at 4, well, you'd be ready to hear about that. You want to be in on the ground floor. Well, this particular prediction, all right, is set based on the analytics to yield anywhere from 7,200 to over 13,000 pips. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, if you're a trader, okay, and you're trading our recommendations, and you're trading for $1 a pip, okay, this opportunity is worth between $7,000 and $13,000. So if that's the kind of conversation you want to be having, and I got to believe if you're a trader, you want to be having those as often as you can, all right? Show me how to make it. Show me what it's about, upside, downside, give me the details, but those are the kind of things you want to be investigating, okay? Today at 3 o'clock, I only need you for 45 minutes, all right? If you want to hear about that, we're going to be breaking that down, show you how you can do this to be consistent, all right, making up to 500 pips every single week between now and the end of August. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 currencies involved in this, all right? Now, some of you are thinking, well, Joe, I've never done this before, right? I'm a stock trader, right? Or I'm an options trader. I'm doing some futures. I got a binary account, right? I've never even traded the Forex, and now you're putting 3 and 4 charts up on the screen that I'm supposed to be able to read. Well, listen, even if you've never done this before, okay, by the time I'm done with you, you're going to have this in your back pocket, all right? I'm going to turn you into a Forex trader, and I'm going to move fast, all right? I've been trading markets, like she said, like Renee said, since I graduated from college, all right? And I've traded all of them, all right? Stock, options, commodities, futures, and Forex, all right? I've been a principal at a couple of firms. I've traded the big accounts for those firms, okay? And I've managed some trading desks. Now, that's important to you for a couple reasons. Number one, I know the difference, gang, between the markets. I know what you're trying to do, okay, in all of them. You're trading coffee and lumber and sugar. I know what you're trying to do, all right? You're trying to take advantage of leverage, okay? You're trading stock. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make some money off of equities, all right? Growth in value of companies, all right? You're trading options. You're trying to do the same thing. Well, why am I trading the Forex market instead of all of those? Because you can make money in all of them. Here's why. Because this market is going to give you, the trader, every available advantage, okay, when it comes to trading. You're looking for a market that gives you as many as possible. This gives you all of them, all right? And when I talk about the advantages, that's when you really need to pay attention, because if you're going to make a decision today to trade this, you're going to see that not only can you trade it, mechanically it's easy, all right? But when you see the advantages, you're going to say, you know what, I probably should be trading that, okay? And the other thing is this. I've managed trading desks, Okay, 10, 15, 25 traders at a time, all right, all the screens up in the same room. And my job was very simple, all right, make sure that every single one of the traders on my desk was a profitable trader, all right, by the end of the day, the week, the month, the year, all right, to make sure that when their profit and loss sheet came out, it had a bunch of green on it. Okay, that was my job. Make sure they had the tools, make sure they had the skills, make sure they had the discipline, all right, to be profitable. So I've done this before, and today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pretend that you just sat down on my trading desk. It's your first day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it for you, all right? You're going to decide at the end if it holds water, but if you say to yourself, you know what, that looks like it works, all you do at the end is you give yourself a chance, okay? We're going to go live in the market because you've got to be live if you're going to make money, okay? I'm going to show you a formula, write that down, all right, for successful trading in the Forex. I didn't invent it, but I know it works and I use it, right? I'm going to show you everything that I was ever shown so that you can use it too, okay? I'll show you a software tool that's going to give you clarity on the market, and you're going to be prepared to get that account open today and at least do your first trade, okay? You're not going to know everything by the time we're done. It's impossible for you to know everything in an hour and a half, but you don't have to. Okay, you'll know enough to get started. And here's the best part. No matter what I show you today, right there at the bottom, right, you're going to be able to take advantage of all of it, all right, risk-free to you financially. So with that, all right, Market Traders Institute is where I'm coming from. I know some of you have heard of us before because you've seen us on the channels, right? You know that we've been in business now going on 23 years, right, teaching Forex traders worldwide how to trade this market. Right, we got over 100 people that support about 30,000 individuals who trade from home, right, on a daily basis. And the fact of the matter is we get all the press because we're good at what we do. All right, Inc. magazine talks about us at the same time they talk about Microsoft, which I think is kind of a big deal, okay? And it's all based on results. So please, yes, we're going to show you some fun things today, but results are the name of the game. Please write down the word, okay? Because results in the market are measured one way, in dollars. It's not how much you know, right? It's how much you make. I know a lot of people that know a ton about the market. They could dazzle you with vocabulary till the cows come home, but they don't know how to make 10 cents. You understand this? They're broke. They got all the knowledge in the world, and they drive, you know, some 12-year-old car, okay? I want you to get results, because that's what you're here for. So let me give you what you need to be able to do it. I showed this to the Shark Tank people. You got to understand something here, all right? The Shark Tank people are billionaires, so they know what works and what doesn't, okay? And Kevin Harrington, one of the original Sharks, has seen what I'm about to show you, all right? He actually came into our office, saw our operation. He saw the results, right, that we're delivering for people like you. And what he decided was to get on board. Okay, he's working with our CEO, Jared Martinez, the chief of the Forex, right, on our biggest initiative. All right, Trade Like a Shark is going to be an opportunity for you to make some money here in 2017. Okay, so with that, let me just do one last introduction because I mentioned his name, and I have to let you know who's in charge around here. And this is actually who taught me. This is the chief, okay? He is Jared Martinez. He's widely known as a big success in the Forex market because he made himself a couple of $1 million trading it. Wrote himself a book that's become a bestseller. Fact of the matter is, he made his money in this market because he discovered a formula, all right, a series of steps, all right, repeatable things that you do over and over again that keep on bringing you success. He discovered the formula in this market, okay? You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to show you the formula. Right? And that's going to be the strong takeaway that you have from our time together. So I want it to be valuable. I'm going to go through it step by step. All right? You'll be able to see, all right, this thing in real time. And then you decide at the end, hey, does that work? Can I do it? You make a decision. You give it a shot. Okay? What are the advantages of Forex? Now that the whole group is here, welcome to all of you. Okay? The advantage of to the Forex market are pretty massive. All right? First and foremost, it's a liquid market. Now, why is that an advantage? Because it lowers your risk. Any market that you can get into or out of in 1 second or less, you can turn a position into cash just that quickly, that's a market that's going to protect you because you can move in and out. All right, that lowers your risk. Real estate, great investment, right? But you can't move out of a house in 1 second. Okay, you got to stick the sign in the yard. It's not as liquid, so it's a little different. This market you can move into and out of whenever you want. There's always a buyer. There's always a seller, okay? And at the price that you see, All right, now, what else is important? Well, flexibility is a big deal in this market. Let me describe this for you. All right, the only market that's open round the clock is the Forex market. Now, that lowers your risk because why? Because if you need to get into or out of a position, you can do it around the clock. In the stock market, okay, let's say you own 100 shares of Apple. Okay, you got 100 shares of Apple, it's trading at 112 a share, and the market closes, okay? At which point the CEO of Apple gets up and delivers the earnings report after the bell. Oh no, we didn't sell enough iPhones. The stock is down in the aftermarket $12 a share. What can you do about it? Nothing until the following day, and by then it's too late. You understand that? Even if you have a stop placed, right? You can't get out until the market opens, and then you're at the mercy of the bid and the ask. All right? In this market, you don't worry about that because the market's open 24 hours. Okay, so that's going to lower your risk. Your stops are going to be honored, and it's flexible so that you can trade it whenever you want. All right, a lot of people want to trade the markets, but they can't adjust their schedule. All right, they work during the day. 70% of our traders have full-time jobs. All right, they trade on a part-time basis. Now, they might be trying to work themselves out of the job, but at the end of the day, all right, they trade when they come home from work. Well, what happens if you're coming home from work at 5 p.m. in Calgary? All right, that's different than 5 p.m. in Tokyo. That's different than 5 p.m. in Adelaide. That's different than 5 p.m. in Northampton. Well, guess what? In this market, when you come home from work, no matter where you live, okay, no matter when you want to trade it, it's flexible. You see that? That's the beauty of this market. And here's my favorite thing, size, right? My favorite thing about this market is it's bigger than all the other markets of the world put together. Okay, this is what I call the big pile of money. All right, everyone wants to know where's that big pile, right? I've been looking for that for 25 years. Joe, do you know where the big pile of money is? Well, yeah, it's right here. You found it. All right, this is a currency market. This is all the money in the world. Okay, you found the big pile. All right, you're standing right next to it. So what's your job going to be as a trader? Reach into the pile, okay, and pull out a couple of those things. Make your own pile. All right, on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You've got 5 trillion a day going through here, so there's enough here for all of you. And here's the best part. It's not going to take me long to turn you into a trader. I can do this, all right? I can turn you into a Forex trader in about an hour, okay? A good one, all right? And the fact of the matter is I can do it because you probably know just about what you need to, all right, to at least have the conversation, all right? If you know your major currencies, you're about 90% of the way there. Now, if you don't know them, I want you to write them down, okay? Because this is what you're going to be trading in the currency market, all right? It's not 600 stocks that you have to know. It's a handful of issues, all right? The majors, the Canadian dollar and the euro, the pound and the yen, the Swiss franc and the Australian dollar, all right? Write those down because this is what you're going to be trading 90% of the time, all right? Once in a while, we'll go off the list, right? We might trade the New Zealand. We might trade the peso, all right? But for the most part, this is what we're going to trade, the majors. Now, currencies always trade in what's called pairs, one currency against the other, okay? And every time you see a currency pair, it's going to be followed by an exchange rate. Now, that's got to be a term that's familiar to most of you. Okay, yeah, Joe, I've seen an exchange rate before, right? You've been to the bank, you've been to the airport, you see the little currency exchange window, you walk up to it, and what happens? You say, what's the exchange rate between the euro and the dollar? As soon as you see it, you know what it means, okay? Well, what does it mean to traders? All traders are doing in the Forex market, gang, is we're trading exchange rates. That's it. We are trading exchange rates. And whether they go up or they go down, we can make money in either direction, okay? Now, most people think of exchange rates, right, like tourists, right? They want to talk about dollars and cents, all right? Traders, if you're going to be a trader in the Forex, you got to look a little bit further to the right, okay? You're going to look at the last 2 decimal places. These are called the pips. You heard me use the term before, pips. Write it down. Pips stands for price, interest, point. Okay, tiny little movements in the exchange rate are what traders, what you are going to look to capture. And whether it goes up or it goes down, those are the pips. That's what we're looking to collect, all right? Let me just do an example for you, just so you see how simple it is, all right? Let's say we have a currency pair, the euro and the US dollar, right? It's bright and early in the morning. You get up and you check the exchange rate. It's 106.25. Now, during the day, you might have a strong euro, okay, or you might have a weak dollar. Either of those is going to move the exchange rate. All right, in this case, it would move it higher. And if it should go from 106.25 up to, like this example, to 106.95, that's a difference of 70 pips. Do you see that? 70 pips, the third and fourth decimal place. So now you know where to find them. All right? Well, how do you go get them? How do you trade for them? Well, you open yourself up a Forex trading account. All right, it's just like opening up a stock account. You go to a website, right? You give them a little information. They give you a platform to trade. What do you do there? You buy low and you sell high. No kidding, right? This is really what it is. It's just a market. You buy low, you sell high, right? You apply your formula, you protect your downside, you get consistent, all right? That's going to be the name of the game, all right? Getting as many of those pips as possible. Now, having said that, I know that you cannot pay your bills in pips, right? If you go to write out your car payment, you can't send them pips. You got to turn that into dollars. So how do you do it? Well, you got some choices, okay? And this is where you come in, all right? When you're a trader, you're going to be making decisions, all right? And here's the first one you're going to make. You're going to do trades based on how confident you are in the trade, all right? That's going to determine two things. Keep your pencils moving, all right? And this is the important part. This is where the money is, all right? When you make decisions, all right, how much to trade, it's going to determine two things. How confident you are, it's going to determine how much you put in to the position and how much profit you take out, all right? And somebody just asked me, well, how much do I need to get started? Okay, you've got a couple of choices, all right? You can trade micro lots, mini lots, or standard lots in the currency market. Write that down. Micro, mini, and standard. Now, if you trade with a micro lot, your investment, all right, is going to be $20. All right, you're going to make a $20 investment or trade when you trade a micro lot. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, and it's not, okay? And $20 doesn't go very far in any other market. But in this market, it gets you in the door, all right? You can trade a micro lot of currency, all right, in this market. Now, that's really the beauty of this, okay? The beauty of this is it doesn't require a lot of money, okay? You can start small. And I know some of you have a lot of money in your IRAs. I got 200,000. Well, good for you, all right? But the smart way that traders do things, especially in a new market, all right, is they start small, they dip their toe in the water, okay? They make sure they know what they're doing first, that their technique is good before they start risking larger amounts. So if all you got is $20 or that's all you care to start with, that's okay. That's probably the right way to do things anyway, all right? But what's going to happen? Once you start gaining skills, all right, once you start gaining confidence in your formula, you can step it out a little bit, at which point you'll trade a mini lot. Now, what do you need for that? You need $200. A $200 investment allows you to trade a mini lot. And again, when you get more confident, you can trade even bigger, all right? With $2,000, you can trade a standard lot of currency. So I don't know where you fit on this, all right? That part's going to be up to you. But if you've got 20 bucks, all right, you can trade this market. Now, what does it all mean in terms of dollars? Well, that's pretty simple, all right? When you trade micro lots, each of those pips is worth 10 cents. All right, write that down. Each pip is worth 10 cents. So on the trade we did a minute ago on the euro, what did we make? 70 pips, right? $20 investment, 70 pips times 10 cents would be a $7 return, all right? On a $20 investment, that's 35%. That's a good percentage, right? We like that. It's not a lot of money, but if you're making 35%, right, and that's a repeatable exercise, you start leveraging that, right, all of a sudden, you're not trading small for very long, okay? Now, if you did the same trade, all right, but you started with a little bit of a bigger amount, okay? Let's say you started with $200. Each of the pips in that case would be worth $1, okay? It'd be the same trade, it'd be the same number of pips, but all of a sudden your return would be $70, okay? Something a little bit more substantial, all right? It gets to be a whole lot of fun, all right? And I want you to circle this one. It gets to be a whole lot of fun when you're trading standard lots, all right? Circle this one on your paper because when you trade a standard lot, each pip is worth $10, okay? So you already did the math, I'm sure of it. 70 pips, right? That'd be $700 exactly on a $2,000 investment. Correct, okay? That's a good conversation because you can't talk like that in too many places, but in this market you sure can. All right, and I know what you're thinking. How often does that happen? It happens in every currency every single day. All right, I'll show you exactly how it works, show you how to protect the downside. All right, this is going to make sense to you. But when it gets down to it, the reason I'm showing you this is we're all different. Okay, we're all starting at a different point. But I don't care where you start, the opportunity is going to be there. Okay? And that's really the name of the game. So now that you know that, how about this? How about you help me out and tell me what you need from this? Okay? Because if it's a new market to you, it's got to be worth your time. All right? If you're brand new to trading, it's got to be worth your time. All right? So my question for you is this. You probably came here today thinking, well, if I can learn how to trade or invest and I can make X number of dollars a month, that would be worth my time. You've got a number in mind. What is it? And if you don't mind typing it in the chat box, that's going to help us both. All right? Because some of you want to make $500 a month. If you can do that, make your car payment, all right, doing some trading part-time, that's a hoot for you. You're good with that? Then tell me that that's your goal. Type 500 in the chat box. Okay? Some of you I know want to step it out a little. You need to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. You want to replace your job, now you got to make $5,000 or $6,000 a month. You want to go heavy, you want to make $10,000 a month. All right, you've got a number in mind. Do me a favor, tell me what it is so that I can show you how the math is going to work for you. All right, I've got to have a target to hit, but I want this to be personal to you. All right, give me a number to hit, and let me see if I can do it. All right, what do you need to get out of this? Type that number, and I'm going to go ahead and get a sip of water while you think about it. But do that for me, would you please? Because I'll see your number appear right there on the screen. All right, quick sip of water. Okay. Here come the numbers. All right. See who's got it here. 10,000 a month. Like your style, James. You stick with that. That's good. There's 3,000. All right. David's got 50%. All right. There's 5,000. 500 a month. I'd be happy with 1,500 a month. Why, Paul? What is that? Your mortgage payment or pretty close? Yeah. If you can make 1,500 a month trading, right, that means you get a free house, right? For all intents and purposes, that would be the case, right? Good. Okay, Chris, he's not sure how much. If I could start with profit, because right now, why? You're losing? All right, that's a good reason to be here. If you're trading, all right, you've got the courage to trade, you are very close, okay? And I give everybody here credit. If you've done one trade in your life in the market, you got guts, okay? But if you're losing, you're frustrated because you can see the opportunity. Now you got to find something that works. Well, how about this? If I can show you something that works, will you commit to it? What do you mean? Paul, if I can show you something that works today so that you can make $1,500 a month and pay for your house every month, all right, my question is, will you spend 20 or 30 minutes a day doing what I'm about to show you? That's a commitment question, all right? Somebody said, I want to make $10,000 a month. Great, right? I want a Lamborghini. The fact is, you're going to have to do something with that. Now, I'm going to do my part, all right? I'm going to show you something that works. If I can do that, okay, will you commit to spending 20 to 30 minutes a day to get the number you just gave me? Because if you're not, it's okay, all right? Because trading's not for everybody, okay? Anybody can type in a number, though, right? I need to know how committed you are to getting that number, and I don't want you to turn your life upside down, because you don't have to. With all the tools and technology that are available anymore, you don't have to be glued to this to make it work, all right? But I'm asking you a serious question. If I can show you something that works, will you give me 20 minutes a day to master it and get your number? Because if you would, type yes in the box. I'm separating the group now. I'm going to find out who my serious people are. All right? Look at that. Oh, a lot of you. Okay, good. Thank you. Andrea, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Mark and Phil and Larry, thank you. All right, good. Big group of committed people. Well, now it's my turn. All right, I got to show you something that works. And I'm going to go live in the market, and I'm going to do it. Okay? Keep your pencils moving. All right, this might end up being the most valuable conversation you've had in a while. All right, and I'm going to go live and show this to you. All right, keep your number in mind, keep those pips in mind, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works, all right? But it's time for you to learn the formula. And this is something we've been teaching, gang, all right, for the last 23 years, all right? This is a formula, all right, that's based and applied using our proprietary software. Please write down the name of it, all right? It's called Ultimate Charting Software, okay? Ultimate Charting, that's our name for it. We got over $1 million invested in this piece, all right, in developing it. And all of our worldwide traders, people like you that are part of our group, all right, all the all-star traders that are here, Josh and Chief and Kevin and myself, right, and Jose and Tyson, all right, we all have the same tool right on our desk so that whenever we get together in the trading room, we're all looking at the same thing. Now, what makes my piece of software, right, so valuable? Here's the answer. It answers the 3 questions every trader has to answer, right? Which way is the market going? That's a big question, right? If you know the answer to that, right, you got a massive edge. You're about 80% of the way there if you know which way the market's going. but then what does it do? It tells you where to get in, where to get out. All right? Here's what you need to know about this program and how it works in the Forex market. All right? This program works, gang, because of the Forex market, because the Forex market is different. All right? Because the Forex market, says it on the screen, does the same things over and over and over again. This market repeats itself, and we're going to take advantage of that. Okay? We're going to be able to read the market on the screen using, all right, patterns. Patterns always appear in the market. Well, we read the patterns in the Forex using candlesticks. Now, a lot of you are familiar with charts. A lot of you are familiar with candlesticks. But guess what? I don't have to go into a big dissertation about it because it's actually pretty simple. All right? When you're looking at a chart with candlesticks and you see a bunch of blue ones, that means the market's going down. Okay? When you see a bunch of white ones, it means the market's going up. And what do you notice right away? Well, the market never goes straight up or straight down. It moves in waves. It moves in patterns. Okay? I want to isolate a couple of patterns right now. All right? I'm going to call them A, B, C, D. You got to write that in your notes. All right? A, B, C, D. The Forex market moves in A, B, C, D patterns. I'll give you an example. All right? Let's bring this chart to life. Over here is where we'll start, on the left, where the market starts at a high price. We're going to call that letter A. What happens after that? Well, the market moves down to a low price. All right, we're going to call that letter B. What happens at letter B? The market stops going down, okay? And it actually retraces some of that move, all right, back up to a high price. So let's call that letter C. But then what happens? Market fades again, starts drifting down all the way down here to letter D. So I got A, B, C, D. Now, there is a tool that is built in here. It's built into the program, and it can read the patterns. Okay, what it does, very simple. It takes two measurements from A to B, that's the first leg of the pattern, okay, and then it measures from B to C, that's the second leg of the pattern. And what it does with those two measurements is it can tell you, right, where letter D is. Now, you're listening to that, you're looking at that saying, well, that doesn't sound too significant. Why not? Because you can see letter D, right, with your own eyes. You can see it right there on the screen. Great. A, B, C, D, it can tell me where D is, but I can see where D is. So why is that a big deal? And you'd be right to think that, because that's what I was thinking when I first saw this. But that's when the chief said, let me ask it to you a little different. Okay? Whether it's going down or going up, the Forex moves in A, B, C, D patterns. What if the same tool could take the same two measurements, okay, from A to B and from B to C, all right? And with those, it could tell you where D was before it happened. Would that be different? And I said to him, well, yeah, of course that'd be different. What are you trying to say? He said, Joe, what if it could tell you which way the market was going to go and how far it was going to go? Would that help you? And I said, come on, Chief, of course it would help me. Can it really do that? That's what you're thinking, too. He said, do you think you could make some money with that? I said, Chief, anybody could make money with that. That's what everybody's looking for, okay? And if you're thinking, well, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, too, wait till you see this, because that's what this program can do, all right? Because what's built in, the tool I've been talking about that can read the patterns, it's built in here. It's called the Fibonacci tool. Now, please write that down, okay? This is where we get kind of serious, and you're going to keep your pencil moving, all right? Some of you know what this is already, and that's great. For the rest of you, the Fibonacci tool that's built in here is based on something called the Fibonacci Sequence. Let me just give you a little quick background, all right? Fibonacci, who was this? It's an Italian mathematician. What did he come up with? Why is he famous? Well, he came up with a sequence of numbers, okay, that can literally measure everything in nature. All right, they call his sequence nature's numbering system. If you're not familiar with this, when we're done, what you do is you Google it and look it up. It's fascinating stuff. All right, what Fibonacci found out, what he discovered, was that everything follows a natural and predictable pattern. And if you use his sequence of numbers, you can measure all of it. All right, scales on a fish. How many scales are on that fish? Well, you could try to count them all. But do you know what? That fish follows a natural and predictable pattern. If you put the Fibonacci sequence on the fish, it'll tell you how many scales are on it, row by row. It's really cool, right? Same thing with the sunflower. It follows a natural and predictable pattern, right? The number of petals on the sunflower, that's a predictable number, okay? You put the Fibonacci sequence on it, it'll tell you exactly how many petals are on it. And we use this on everything, All right, we use it on architecture. We use it on ourselves. Okay, the human body, we measure ourselves with the Fibonacci sequence, our symmetry. All right, the length of our arms. Do you know if you told me the length of your arms, I could tell you how long your legs are? How? Because I use the Fibonacci sequence. It's natural. It's predictable. Okay? It's all based on this sequence of numbers. Well, here's what the chief thought, right? What does this have to do with the Forex market? Here's what it has to do. The chief said, wait a second. The Forex market follows patterns, that's for sure. What if they are natural and predictable? What if we took this Fibonacci thing and popped it in here and it worked, right? We could make a ton of money with that. Well, that's what he discovered. He discovered that the Forex market follows natural and predictable patterns, and they can be measured with this Fibonacci sequence. Predictable is the key word. You got to write it down. And once you get this on your desk, you're going to see exactly how to use this. All you have to do, and it couldn't be much easier, all right, is find yourself a low price and a high price. If you can do that and draw a line between the two, all right, what's going to happen automatically is the Fibonacci sequence is going to appear. Now, there it is, okay? These numbers, right, it looks color-coded. It's a stepladder looking thing, right? Those represent all the numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. And using this, you can see where the market's going next. I'll just show it to you, right? What's happening? The market's gone from a low price A to a high price B, okay? What happens when it gets to B, though? After that big rally, right, the first leg of the sequence, the market stalls, right? And instead of going up, it pulls back down, okay? It pulls back down to a low price, and then it makes a U-turn. Well, that low price is going to be significant. Okay, you had low price A, you had high price B. This low price, we're going to call it letter C, the next leg in the sequence, okay? And when you see that letter C lines up with one of these Fibonacci numbers, that's going to get your attention. Why? Because, gang, these Fibonacci numbers, some people call them energy levels, right? I call them trampolines because of the way they act on the price. If the market pulls down to one of these Fibonacci trampolines, right, just like if you jumped on a trampoline, you'd end up going higher. Well, that's what happens here. That's how this works. The market pulls down to a Fibonacci trampoline, and it bounces right off of it, and it goes higher. You see that? That's the way this market is going. All right, and if somebody's got their mic on, go ahead and shut that off, because I gotta be able to be heard. I'm getting a little bit of back talk, a little bit of background noise. I'm at an important point here, and everybody has to get this. Thank you. Thank you. All right, the market's going to bounce, and you can see that's happening right here. Okay, the market is indeed going up, and if that's all you knew, you would have a massive edge. You could make money with that. Knowing which way the market's going would be a huge edge. But here's the best part. Not only will this tell you that which way you're going, it'll tell you how far you're going to go if you can match up the colors. What do I mean? Well, if you bounce off a red trampoline, gang, the way this works is you're going up. And you're not going to stop till you get all the way up there to this red line. Okay? That red line is a Fibonacci number, and it would represent the end of the sequence. All right? If you bounce off a red, the way this works is you're going to red. Now you're thinking to yourself, what? How do you know that? Joe, I've seen workshops before, right? How do you know this thing is going up? Let alone how far it's going. I mean, really? And I understand. Okay, I've got to show you that this works. I've got to show you that it does. But first I've got to show you how. Okay, then we'll do example after example so you can see that it works. All right, but first you got to know how to use the darn thing. And it's not real complicated. All right, it's all about finding letter C. Okay, if you've got A to B, if you've got a rally, and then the market pulls back, all right, what it pulls back down to is going to be important. Let's say it pulls all the way down to here before it makes a U-turn. You see that? If it pulls all the way down to here, well, then suddenly letter C doesn't line up with a red trampoline, lines up with a blue one. Lines up with a blue one, which means what? Well, match the color. That means the market's still going to bounce, but it's only going to go up here to this blue line. You got to match the color, red to red. In this case, it would be blue, right? Blue to blue. So now you've already figured out how to use the green one. If the market were to pull all the way back down to this point before making the U-turn, that low price C, right, lines up with the green line, guess what? We're going to bounce, but we're only going to go up to the green line. So now you know how it works, red to red, blue to blue, green to green, okay? So now what? You did the hardest part. Now you got to see that it does work. All right, let's go through this so you can see it. All right, because here's what actually happened. Market actually went from A to B. Okay, we measure that positive push with the Fibonacci sequence, but then it pulled back down here to a low price before making a U-turn. Low price lines up with the red line, which means if this works the way that I'm telling you, that this market's going to go up, and it's not going to stop till it gets all the way up there sometime in the future. All right, so I labeled this future D because it hasn't happened yet. All right, but that's where we're going if this works. Now, what's the current price? Let's put a few numbers on it, see if it's even worth looking at. The current price, right, is $1.29. What's the future price? Well, that's right here. The Fibonacci sequence will tell you how far you're going, right down to the last pip. You see this number right here, $1.6123? That's where you're going. So that's our future, right? If this works, that's the price we're gonna hit. Well, that difference is going to be your profit opportunity. What's the difference? Let's get out a calculator. All right. If I'm currently at 129 even, and I'm headed to 161.23, that's a difference of 3,223 pips. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, that's an opportunity. All right. Based on how confident you are that this will work, all right, you enter your trade. Now, if you're brand new, you might do a micro lot. That's $20, okay? Each of the pips will be worth 10 cents. So a little over 3,000 pips means your $20, if it works, turns into $300, okay? You do a mini lot, that's a $200 investment, $1 a pip. Now it's a little more substantial, okay? $3,200. If you do this as a standard lot, right, when you get used to the fact that this works, right, and you're more confident in trading it, at $10 a pip, we're having a $30,000 conversation, okay? If it works, that's what you stand to make. So you're going to decide how you're going to start. But any way you do it, it's still 1,600%, okay? Not bad. Better than your mutual funds. Show me that it works. Okay. All you got to do, gang, is go forward in time, and you'll see it, okay? You'll see that this works. It'll continue to make higher highs and higher lows. It won't go straight up, but I'll tell you what, it'll keep going up till it meets that sequence. That's how this works. And in this case, what happened? The market completed the sequence. A, B, C, D is a complete sequence. Okay, it went all the way up to that red line. And had you done that trade, you made 3,200 pips. Not bad, right? So now what are you thinking? Okay, what happens next? Here's what happens. It does it all over again, right from that point. Now we start a new sequence, A, B, C, D. And it happens over and over and over in every currency, in every time frame. Okay, and I'll show this to you. I know I'm showing you the 1 month time frame. You want to see this on the 1 hour time frame. I got it. I'll show it to you. All right, but right now you've got to understand this tool makes this market measurable, and you'll see it very clearly. We'll do some more examples. All right, you'll see that it's repeatable. That's the beauty of it. That's why the formula works, because you can do it over and over again. But the best part is it makes the market predictable. All right, so now all we got to do is go into the market so I can show this to you. And if at any time I'm going through this, you say, you know what, I want to try that, you know what you do? In the chat box, just give me a way to reach you when we're done, okay? Yes, I'm going to reach out to you. Give me a good phone number so I can do it, all right? Either me or one of my traders here, we'll have a conversation when we're done. If you want to try this, all right, with what I'm showing you, and I'm about to show you what all the buttons do, but if you think that works, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll give you 2 months with the software, right? You can use it, try it, test it, okay, to make sure that it works before you have to make any kind of final decision on if you want to keep it or not. Fair enough? So let's go through this, all right? When I bring up the software, here it is, live in the market, all right? And I've already brought it up, and I got a chart ready to go. But when you bring it up, you know what your screen's going to look like? Going to look like this. Boop. Let me see here. Enter valid name. Hold on a second. Your screen is going to look like this, blank, okay? If your screen is blank, then you've got to start at the beginning. Here's what you'll do. You come up here to the upper left-hand corner where it says charting. Okay, you click on that, and you click on the button that says new chart. As soon as you do it, you got to start making some of those decisions, all right? But this is the fun part. Pick a currency you want to look at, okay? And pick a time frame you want to look at it in, all right? All the pairs are listed here, right? The ones related to the dollar, there's the Australian, okay? There's the euro, there's the pound. Where's the pound? There it is, right? There's the New Zealand, there's the Canadian, the yen's in here somewhere. You see that? You just have to pick a currency, all right, so you can have a look at it. Let's just look at the euro for a second so you can see this. All right, we'll look at it on the 1 month chart just so I can show you the same thing. All right, over here, what do you got? Real time. Okay, this is real time. And every time you see the currency market go up or down one of those pips, you'll see that reflected over here, and the market's open. So you'll see that while we're going through this. Now, you're looking at a bunch of candlesticks. Okay, but what do you notice right off the bat? Well, it sure looks like, right, the market's moving, right, no matter when you look at it, in an A, B, C, D kind of pattern. Okay, what you want to know is, are those patterns predictable? So now let's get down to how you use this. All right, let me just go back in time so I can show it. I can teach you how to use this in a couple of minutes. All right, here we go. We'll start at the beginning. When you bring up a chart, you're going to look for just a couple of things: high prices, low prices, and what we call U-turns. Write that down, U-turns. All right, high prices, low prices, and U-turns. Every time you see a formation that looks like the shape of the letter U, whether it's right side up or upside down, okay, it's going to be associated with a high price or a low price. Can you see that here? I'll shrink it a little so it's a little more clear. You got that? See that? Looks like an upside down U. There's a high price. Let's call it A. Okay? What happens? The market fades, right, all the way down to a low price. Let's call that letter B. Okay? So now I got A and B. So what do? Well, I can show you that this follows a natural pattern just by breaking out my Fibonacci sequence. Watch this. I'm going to come up here to my toolbar. Okay? This square says Fibonacci Tools. Click on it. That's a menu. Okay? First thing you see, MTI, that's us, Fibonacci retracement. Click on that. All right? Your cursor turns into a pen. Okay? Take your pen, draw a line from A to B. Look what happens. Fibonacci sequence automatically appears on your screen. Now there it is. All right, it looks like a step ladder, right? Color-coded. What's it doing? Let me bring it up so you can see the whole sequence. There it is. It's measuring that distance, that first leg of the sequence. But what happens at B? What happens at B is the market stops going down. See this? Stops going down, and it retraces some of that move all the way up here to this high price. Well, that's a high price A. This is a low price B. Guess what that is? That's a high price. We're going to call it letter C. And what you notice right away is what? Letter C lines up with one of the Fibonacci numbers, one of the Fibonacci trampolines. And what's happened is this. It's very clear. The market has reached that high price, hit the trampoline, and now it's bouncing off of it. In this case, it's bouncing in a downward direction. You see that? That's the way the market's going. And you can't really dispute that, right? Market's going down. It's hard to argue with that. But here's the beauty of it. Not only do you know that it's going down because you can see it, but this tool will tell you how far it's going to go as long as you can match the color. If you bounce off a red trampoline, gang, you're going to keep going down until you hit this red line way down here sometime in the future. Okay? So what did we just find? Well, we just found future D. Okay? Future letter D. It's way over here. Hasn't happened yet. Okay? That's where it, if this works, that's where we're going. What it means to you is the difference between where you are and the future price, that's your profit opportunity. Now let's put some numbers on it. All right? Let's not mess around. Let's put a few numbers on it, see if it's even worth looking at. What is the current price right there at the bottom of that candle? That candle closed at 105.90. Okay? That's your starting point. Now, where are you going to end up? Well, that's right here, 82.85. Okay? According to the Fibonacci sequence, that is where we are going. So if I get a calculator out and I calculate that difference, all right, 105.90 is where we are, 82.85 is where we're going. Difference is 2,300 pips. So at 2,305 pips, if I just did a one-lot trade, okay, one-lot trade at $10 a pip means $2,000 in would equal $23,000 out. Really? Yeah, that's the real number, okay? What do you want to see? Well, let's see if it works. Fair enough. That's what I wanted to see. And all you got to do to see that it works is go forward in time. Watch the candles. Watch what happens, okay? Not only does the market keep going down. Now, it doesn't go straight down, right? We wish that it would. But the fact of the matter is, all right, we know markets don't go straight up or down, but look what happens. It continues to make lower highs and lower lows until what? Until it reaches a low price, and then it makes another U-turn. Now, do you see that? You see this U-turn right here? Okay, that's a U-turn, just like this one, A. U-turn, B, right? We were looking for U-turn, C. Guess what you just found? You found the next U-turn. You just found letter D. There it is, that low price right there. And take a look at what it lines up with. Take a look what it lines up with. You see that? Lines up with the red line. In other words, the market completed the sequence A, B, C, D. And if you did that trade just with $2,000, you made yourself 23 grand. Well, that doesn't look too bad, right? All right? Took a little time. Just relax. I know it took a little while, right? But if I show you something that works too quickly, then you'll criticize that too. Oh, he's going to show us how to make money quick, right? So no matter what I say, you're going to give me a hard time. What I'm showing you, though, is that you made the money. And now the best part is what? Anybody can show you something once. It repeats itself, though. That's the beauty of this. Now watch this, okay? This is going to be the difference maker for you, right? For any of you trading, you need to see this, okay? Because what happens? Right where this thing ended, okay? Right where that low price is, right? You completed that one sequence, so right there you're going to start another one, okay? It's going to start right here at the low price, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to be looking for the same things: low prices, high prices, and U-turns. Now what happened here? We got ourselves a high price and made a U-turn. Well, that gets a label, okay? That's letter B. All right? What's happened? Market's gone from A to B, and that's the first leg of the sequence. Then it pulls back, and now it's bouncing again. Well, how do you know it's bouncing? Well, if you didn't have this Fibonacci thing, you wouldn't know what it was bouncing off of. But once you come back up here and get your tool, right, you get your pen out again, and you draw the line from A to B, now you got a fresh set of Fibonacci's. Now you got a fresh sequence. This is the one you're on right now. And it's obvious that you're bouncing off of something. In this case, there's your low price. That's letter C. So you're bouncing off of what? Couldn't be any plainer than this. You're coming down here and you're bouncing off the green trampoline. Which means if this works, we're going to go from green to green. Right? The last one was red to red. This one will be green to green in the future. Okay? What's the price? Well, we're headed to 98.55. See that here? I'll make it a little bigger so you can see it a little more clearly. All right? We're headed to 98.55. That's the green line. Where are we now? Well, the closing price was 87.62. Let me get out a calculator again. All right? If I'm at 87.62 now and I'm going to 98.55, that's 1,093 more of those pips. All right? 1,093 more, okay, pips. So that means on a $10 a pip, 2,000 in, we're talking about almost $11,000. But I don't care how much you put into it. You're going to decide that. But either way, it's 500 and what? 47%, which last I checked is better than your mutual funds. Okay? Let's see if it works. Watch the candlesticks. All you're going to notice is what? That the market continues that positive push. All right, now it doesn't go straight up. Oh no, what's happening here? Look at all that's happening is the market is maintaining that positive energy, higher lows, higher highs. Do you see that? And what happens? It reaches another high price and then it makes another U-turn. Well, why did it make a U-turn? Because look at, because you reached the green line. Green to green, you reached the green line, you completed the sequence A, B, C, D. And now what do? You do it again. Is that really it? That's it. Works in down markets, works in up markets. It works over and over. Watch this. All right? You've got, right, your low price and your high price. Now C and D, right, become part of the next sequence. Old C becomes new A. Okay? Old D becomes new B. And it just keeps on trucking. Now watch this. Okay? Take your pen out, draw your line again, A to B. There it is, low price, high price. You're waiting for the next U-turn. Okay, waiting. You don't know when that's coming, but when you identify it, when you identify the U-turn, critical, because that helps you find C. What's it doing? It's bouncing off a Fibonacci number. It is. It's doing it again. I know it is, right? And now you see that it's bouncing off the red thing. Well, if that's the case and this works, shouldn't it go from red to red, A, B, C, D? D would now be up here at 113.75. You're sitting here right now at what? 105. So that would be another 875 pips. Okay? Now at this point you want it to work. I got to believe you do because everybody's looking for that thing. okay? And when you find it, right, something, oh, it can't be that easy. Why not? You've been looking for it for 25 years. You haven't found it, all right? Now you happen to find it and you don't want to believe it. Put it on your own computer so you can see it working over and over, because look what happens. Market continues to make higher lows, higher highs, completes the sequence, and then changes direction again, because now you're on another one. And it's the same thing again. A, B, C. Watch this, okay? Draw your sequence again. Old C becomes new A. It works consecutively. Old C becomes new A. Old D becomes new B. A, B, C, okay? And do you notice something? I know I'm talking a lot. I'm going to check in with you in a second. But do you notice how these right pullbacks line up with a Fibonacci number? Do you see how they're doing that? That's not a mistake. Okay, that's not an accident. The Fibonacci sequence is critical. Every one of these numbers is important. When you go trade with the chief, right, when you trade live with the guy that invented the company, he'll talk about what makes those important, okay? But what do you want to know right now? Does that work? Is it even worth looking at? Well, look at, if we go from red to red again, okay, then at some point you got to say, you know what, I think that does work. What's my current price here? 119.75. What's that future price? 134.36. Little calculator, please, just for the heck of it. 134.36 is where we're going. 119.75 is where we are. Would that be okay to make 1,461 pips? Let's see if it works. Just follow the candles. Just follow the candles, all right? You don't go straight up. I wish we would too, all right? But we make higher lows. We make higher highs until what? Until we complete the sequence. Complete the sequence, A, B, C, D, D, and then what do? We change direction again, okay? Question, and I got to check in with you because I've been talking a while, all right? And what I have to know right now is you're not an expert. You're not. But I need to know if you can see the sequences, because this is the foundation of everything, okay? This is how the market works. If you miss this, you're going to miss this opportunity. I need to know if you can see the sequences. So in the chat box, could you please type the letters A, B, C, D, if you can see them, all right? If you can see the sequences. You're not an expert yet, okay? And if you want to see another one, type one more, all right? I'll do another one. I'll do a couple more. But you got to let me know if you can see them so I know you're following along, okay? Because this is a big deal, okay? This is where it's at. This is what I came to show you today. All right, what do you think? Look at A, B, C, D. Of course, A, B, C, D. You can see it. Down markets, up markets, it works consecutively, right? And now you're thinking, well, what happens to me when I get it on my computer, right? That's probably when it messes up, right? A lot of you are thinking, if I bought a pumpkin patch, they'd cancel Halloween, right? No, 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 no. This will keep on working because that's what makes it work. It's the only market that keeps repeating itself. A, B, C, D. Look at that. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Thank you. All right, and David, I got you. All right, just let me show you one last one. All right, because no matter where I put this, all right, no matter where I show you A, B, C, D, no matter where you identify that U-turn, you've got to understand that that's the pattern the market works in. All right, A, B, C, D, okay, and you'll see it work over and over and over and over. There it is. It reached the high price. It completed the sequence. And what you have to know is this. Now we're going to start turning you into a trader because you're ready. Now you don't just know where the market's going. Now you just don't know where to get in when you see the U-turn, but you also know where to get out because the sequence is over. You see this trade here, gang, is up right now 2,000 pips. That's a lot of money for you to put in your pocket. The rookie trader does what? They just stay in it, right? Because they figure if I'm up 2,000 today, I'll be up 10,000 tomorrow. You now know that the sequence is over, so you book your profit at that point. You get out and you wait for the next sequence. Because what happens? Well, of course, we change direction immediately. The sequence was over, okay? The rookie just gave back all of their profit. You knew enough to get out because the sequence was over. Now you started again, okay? Now you're ready. Now I can take you short term. Now that you've seen it work, now I'll show you that this works on all the currencies and all the time frames. I don't care which ones you pick, but now I can turn you into a trader, all right? And if you're going to trade with me, all right, you're going to trade with Josh or Chief or Tyson, you got to speak our language, all right? It's not going to be hard. Here, this is what we teach, okay? Write this down. A couple of trading terms. I'll take you right through this now. You're ready for this. Support, okay? Resistance, All right? Oh, I know what that is. I know you do, right? Breakouts, my new people, you need to know what this is. Breakouts, then sequence, okay, then repeat, right? This is what you're going to be able to do over and over, all right? Let's bring the chart alive. If you've never done this before, watch me do it. All right, you'll get used to it. You'll know what the buttons do. You come into our trading room, you watch us do it a couple times. That's what you borrow from people's experience. All right, why would you try to do something yourself if there was somebody that had 20 years experience that could show you how to do it, right? You leverage other people's experience in the market. That's the shortest distance to success. I got to tell you, all right, I didn't know how to trade lumber till I met Michael Ryan, okay? Michael Ryan's one of the best lumber traders there was. All I wanted him to do was like me, right? I was his clerk for a little while, right? And he did like me. And he said to me one day, Joe, come over here. I'm going to show you how to do this. You know how good that made me feel? I'm trying to figure out board feet. And he says, I'll just show you how to buy it and sell it. And we made a ton of money. It was nice. That's what you're going to have here in the Forex market. All right, you're going to be able to leverage experience. So let me do this a few times, but pretty soon you'll have it in your back pocket. Let's bring the chart alive. We'll draw a trend line. Right up here, we click on trend line. Okay, trend line's here. We draw it. Now, why is that a good trend line? Obviously, because it's reliable. Every time the market comes down to this trend line, what happens? It bounces off the trend line and it keeps going up. You see that? The trend line acts like a floor underneath the price. It hits the floor, it bounces higher. Hits the floor, bounces higher. So like the floor underneath you is supporting you, your chair, right? This trend line is supporting the price. That is called support. That's pretty easy, right? Okay, now what? Well, now, right, we're going to draw a different trend line. We've already defined support. Now we're going to define what's called resistance, different kind of trend line. See this? That's different, okay? Because now what? Now instead of acting like a floor, look what's happening. It's acting like a ceiling. Every time the market comes up to that trend line, pushes it back down, right? Market sells off. Market crashes down. Every time it comes up to that line, all right? You try to go through it, but it resists you. So that's called resistance. So now you're learning. Okay, you got support, you got resistance. What happens right here? This is going to be significant. You see this right here? You see where the market has broken through the ceiling, right? You'd expected the market to come up and then crash back down, but it didn't. Instead, it broke out through the ceiling. Well, that's called, can you imagine? A breakout. Write that down. And write it down in bold letters. Why? Because what comes after breakouts, gang, is a strong move. I can't emphasize this enough. This is what you're looking for. You want to find breakouts. When you see them on your chart, please get ready to make some money. That's got to get your attention, okay? Because this is where the money is made, all right? When you see a breakout, that's going to get your attention, at which point you spring into action and you break out with your sequence, all right? What's your sequence? You already learned it, A, B, C, D. What else do? You break out your tools, right? Just like a mechanic breaks out their tools to get the job done, you're going to break out your Fibonacci tool, right? Watch what you're going to do. Couldn't be any easier. Define the sequence. Low price A, high price B. You can see it, right? There's A, there's B, okay? Yeah, Joe, I learned that, all right? Low price, high price. What happened? The market's come down to a low price, okay, here, come down to a low price and then made a U-turn. So now you found letter C. So you got A, B, C. What do? Let me bring this forward, okay, so you can see it a little more clearly. You break out with your Fibonacci tool at this point. Okay, you got your strong move. Now it's time to break out your tools. Okay, get your Fibonacci tool, draw a line from the low price to the high price. There it is. Okay, what's happened here? Market came up to B and pulled back down here to letter C. What's that line up with? Looks like it lines up with the red trampoline, which means we're bouncing off of it and we're going up. Now, how high are we going? Well, if this works, we're going to the red line right here. Okay, red to red, which makes this our profit opportunity. Where are we right now? 140.44. Where are we going? What's this price? 142. Let's call it 142 plain. Okay, so that's 156 pips if it works. Okay, you've already seen it works in up markets and down markets. You've already seen, okay, that it works consecutively. So you got to be at least confident enough to do something here. Okay, do a mini lot, $1 a pip, $200 investment. If you make 156 bucks, you make yourself 78%. If you'd be happy with that, type me in the chat box. All right, if you'd be happy making 78% on your money, type me in the chat box. And it's not a trick question. Come on, I'm talking to you because we're going to work together. So let's get to know each other a little. You can't be afraid to have these conversations. All right, this is what we got to talk about. if you're going to be making some money. All right, and if the numbers are outside of your realm of experience, well, let's get you a little experience. This is going to be a good run through. Good, me, of course you'd be happy. And look what happens. Look what happens. All right, market makes higher lows, makes higher highs, continues to the upside until it completes the sequence. Sure looks like that works, doesn't it? A, B, C, D. You just completed the sequence, you made 78%. Now, how long did it take? Don't forget, this isn't a monthly chart, this is hours. Hours. Where'd you start? Right here. Not even a great price, okay? But you ended up making your money in, what, 17 hours? You okay with that? 17 hours. And what else? You knew where to set your target because it was given to you. You set your target at D, sell me out at this price, it gets there, you're out, you made the money. Can't be that easy. Well, I can keep showing it to you, okay? I can't make all these judgments for you better than you can yourself. Okay, so maybe you get this on your desk and you try it out today and see if it works, because I'll tell you what, all we're going to do now is do the same thing again. Okay, last one. All right, there's a couple little more pieces I want to show you that are going to be a part of your training with our group, but I'm telling you, you'll have this in your back pocket by the time you go through it. All you've got to do at this point is repeat it. Low price, high price. Okay, low price, high price. You see this? Now what do? We've got A, we've got B. Okay. We got A, we got B. How do I buy it when the time comes? Good question. All right, thank you, Todd. Here's the answer. You come up here to the trading button. You're going to link your brokerage account right into this software so you can trade right from your charts. Okay, where do I get a brokerage account? We'll show you that too. We're not a broker, but we can point you in the right direction. All right, the biggest broker in the world is Gain Capital, Forex.com. That's probably a good place to start, right? They're the most reputable. All right, but when you link their account to this, you click on the buy button, you're buying. Right, it'll fill out the ticket for you if you automate it, but you know, it's a couple of little steps. That's the fun part, filling out the ticket to buy or to sell, okay? And we'll show you how to do that. But the fact of the matter is, okay, you still want to know if this is going to give you one more chance to make some money, A, B, C, D. What happens? Just go forward and you'll see it, okay? You're waiting for the next U-turn. Doesn't happen. You're waiting for the next U-turn. You haven't bought anything yet. Right? You're not in a trade yet. You're not guessing. You're waiting for the next defined U-turn. Where's C? Where's C? Is that it? Maybe that's it. No, see this? You don't have a defined U-turn. So the system is showing you the sequence, but it's also keeping you out of this until the time is right. You wait for the U-turn to appear. Okay? And guess what? All right? It appears eventually. Okay? You come check it, no trade, no worries. Come check it, no trade, no worries. But when you see that U-turn appear, gang, you got to understand that it's going to be time to act. There's your U-turn, okay? The market has defined this bottom. There it is, okay? It tested it a couple of times. This is going to be a good-looking trade, okay? Tested it a couple of times, and this isn't ancient history. This is, I'm showing you trades that occurred, right, pretty darn recently, and I'll take you right up to current time. So stick with me. We're almost done, okay? But when we go to letter C, we understand the way this works is what, okay? We're headed from red to red in the future. So there it is. 144.11 is our target. If my current price is what? Let me get a little bead on this candlestick here. Current price is 142.22. So we're talking about 189 pips, okay? 189 pips. Now what are you going to do? You're going to buy it. You're going to go click on the buy button, right? You're going to wait for letter C. And you're going to tell me, Joe, that's easy for you to say because it's not your money that's at risk. You can tell me to buy all day, but I'm the one pushing the button, and I'm nervous because I've never done this before. Fair enough. You're nervous because the second you buy something, what? All of this area down here is risk, right? If it doesn't work, you can fall off of a cliff. That's true. So what are you going to do? Last thing, very last thing I'm going to show you, and this better make sense, all right? When you're a trader, I don't want to hear excuses. Oh, I lost all my money. It's because you weren't trading right. Okay? When you trade, you always protect the downside. All right? If you want to be a gambler, you go to the Venetian. You go to MGM. Okay? You go to New York, New York. You take a girl with you or your husband, and you go see a show to go with it. But we don't gamble. We're making a living here. Okay? This is serious business. All right? This is not a vacation. And you better protect your downside with what's called a stop order, okay? This protects your downside. It is automatic, all right? We trade through every price, so as long as you put in your stop, you are protected. You can walk away. You can go drop your kids at school. You can go to the grocery store, okay? And as long as you have your stop in place in this market, 24 hours and liquid, you're going to be protected. Now, where do you put your stop? You could put it arbitrarily wherever you want, and you'll, no matter where you put it, you mitigate some risk, okay? But I want you to put it in one of two specific places, and that's going to depend on your style, all right? If you're conservative or if you're aggressive, all right? I am conservative. So where do I put my stop? Very easily, I put it right here at letter C, right at the bottom of the U-turn. That's the conservative stop, all right? C for conservative, that's where you mitigate the most risk, okay? That's where you're going to mitigate the most risk. You'll calculate the number of pips, and then you'll make a decision on how confident you are to trade it, all right? You'll see your risk and reward. It'll be defined very clearly, all right? But the conservative place to put your stop is at letter C. Where's the aggressive place? It's right here. Very simple. Right at letter A. All right? C for conservative, A for aggressive. Last thing I'm going to tell you. This is valuable. Why do people put their stops at letter A? That seems like a lot of risk. Well, they do it because they're confident in the way that this works, because they understand one of the adages of Forex trading, which is this. Write it down. If the market pulls back and doesn't break the A, okay? If it pulls back and it doesn't break the A, it has no choice but to go your way. If the market comes back, gang, and it doesn't break the A, it has no choice but to complete the pattern, okay? And when we go forward in time and you see this, all right, when you see this as we go forward in time and it completes the pattern, that has got to get your attention because you were protected the whole time, okay? You just went to, right, that high price. Of course, you changed direction when you got there because the sequence was completed. But in what took you a grand total of what? 42 hours, you just doubled your money again. Now, if you think you can do this, you got to give yourself a shot at it. You don't have to wait for me. All right, if you want to get this on your desk today, all right, and give yourself a shot at it, I'll give you 60 days with the software so you can prove it to yourself, right? And you're going to keep doing the same things, all right? Try it out, test it out. New market for me, it's okay. I'm going to make sure you have a checklist, all right, so that you do everything correctly, all right? This is for my new people, but you want to make sure you got all those things. Where did I draw A and B? Do I have C defined correctly, and so forth? Do I have right risk and reward? What this will do, it's built in, is help you with your confidence because it'll tell you if you got a good trade or not. This tool that's built in will tell you, hey, this has an 85% chance of making you some money. That's a trade you can push the button on, right? If this says 28%, right, even the chief will tell you, don't take that one. Go look for another currency. But now that you know how to do this, it's not going to take you long to find good trades, okay? And what you do is you just keep repeating it and you wait for the next sequence to appear. Now, what happens here? Let me show you something, all right? Let me show you what happens here, okay? What happens here is, right, we're looking for the next letter C, but what happens is the market breaks down. Now, watch this, all right? We're looking for that next letter C. Let me clear this out, okay? We've got a new sequence, right? Low price, high price, but what happens? C never shows up. In fact, what does happen, all right? What does happen is, and I can show it to you best with a line of support. See this? Remember support and resistance? The market had been being supported, support, 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 right? Bounce, 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 bounce. But what happened here? It broke down. While we were searching for C, the market ended up breaking down. Well, guess what? That's not a reason to panic. That's a reason to get excited because a breakdown through a line of support represents a strong move. But in this case, remember I told you we could make money in either direction? We got a chance now to make money going the other way. Really, Joe? Watch. Okay? Look at. Okay? All this is, all right, is a sequence going the other way. And when you find a low price and a high price, all right, low price and a high price, all you do is get your Fibonacci's out, but you draw it in this direction, all right? Here's A now, right? At the top of the old sequence, here's B now, okay? And what happened? The market retraces, right? And until we find C, we don't act, but once we find letter C, right, we'll be ready to act. And as soon as we do, all right, that's our opportunity to make some money. Now, you can't tell me this is a mistake, all right? We're waiting for C, waiting for C, waiting for C. And look, it appears here at this high price, which lines up with the blue trampoline. There it is. So if we go from what? Blue to blue, this is where we're going to end up, right here. Okay? Take a look. We go right to it. See that? A, B, C, D. Then we change direction again. Holy cow, it looks like it works. Well, if you want to try it out, get it on your desk today, you'll see that it works. And look what's happening now. Okay? I've got another one of those breakouts. I wish you'd been here this afternoon because money's already being made. Okay? There's the breakout. Now we're going back this way. How many times is this going to work in a row? For those of you that want to do this fast today, I've got a tool that'll draw the Fibonacci's for you. You do not have to draw them yourself. You could, or you could come over here to this smart tool, and instead of trying to figure out low price and high price, just click on a low price. It'll show you all the sequences in a row. So now you see A and B, right? Now you see that we've dipped down to the red trampoline. Now you know we're going red to red. And the fact of the matter is it looks like there's a little bit left in this one. 03, you're at 50, so there's 53 pips left in this one. Okay, 53 pips left in this trade. We haven't quite hit the red line yet. Now, if you set your stop down here, I'm going to tell you that's a trade that's a little upside down. You missed this one, all right? There's a little too much risk in here for you to take. But you know what you could do? Watch. What you could do is bring that energy forward just a little bit. Here, there's a low price. Let me see if this is legit. Nope. See that? That's not quite legit. You're now waiting for this to become the next AB. You're now waiting for this to become the next AB. So it's not quite ready for you yet, all right? But you can see how to do it, and I know you can. Do you think you could make some money with this? Is it worth giving a try? Because I've shown you how to make a couple of hundred pips at a time, all right? You want to come trade with us, we'll show you how to make a couple thousand pips at a time, all right? That's this afternoon. Don't forget. If you want to come and do this, we'll put this whole thing together, all right? 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock today, but it starts by getting this on your desk. All right, I'll make sure the auto tool's included, a couple of those shortcuts so you can trade it today. All right, I'll make sure you get the username and the password. All right, and if you want to do another walkthrough of this, instead of like listening to the video that I did today, here, built into the program, there's actually the whole tutorial. All right, this is built in so you can review it. You put in your username and password, and one click away, all right, is the built-in tutorial, so that you can walk through this again after we're done, okay? You know what you probably do here? You sit down with your spouse. Honey, come here, I want to show you something. Here, what's the Forex? We did that, okay? Walk them through support and resistance. We did that, okay? Then this is the dazzling part. Call your brother-in-law over the house, right, your buddy. Come look at this Fibonacci thing, all right? See how this works, all right? A, B, C, Ds, uptrends, downtrends. Where to put your stops if it doesn't break the A. I did all this with you, all right? And that's what the program is. But the fact of the matter is, you'll be able to do this at your own pace. Okay, there's videos built in. You want to take some good notes, you hit the pause button, right? You finish your note, you hit the play button. Who teaches this? The chief does. Okay, so you'll be learning it from the same person that taught it to me, and you'll have that resource one click away, right at your fingertips. All right. Normally this is $249 a month to do this software thing, but you get on this team of ours today, and I'll get the software in your hands for 2 months. All right. Free software, so you can try it out, test it out, make sure that it works, all right? Make sure that it works and that you can do it, all right? And you'll be able to see it with your own eyes on your own screen. So if you're interested in that at all, I'm going to keep going, all right, because we're almost done. I got to wrap it up. But if you're interested in that at all, put your phone number in the chat box, and let's have that conversation, all right? We'll get your I's dotted and T's crossed. We'll answer every question that you have, all right, because I know you got a few. All right, but let's make sure you got the formula so you can come trade with us. That's the fun one. Step 6, right? Apply your training. That's taking your knowledge, right, and getting out there and doing something with it. All right, other people are doing this. I know you're wondering, but you can check my Facebook page every day, okay? My Facebook page will show you people like you that are doing this, okay? And they post every day. They let us know what's on their mind, believe me, all right? Here, Robbie, started a year and a half ago. Right, didn't know the Forex market from the telephone, but now I'm trading, I'm making some money. Okay, same thing here. First day, Chuck, my favorite. He was a big skeptic. He's all right, I'll try it. Made himself 150 pips, he loved it. Okay, same thing here. You trade with Josh, you trade with our all-stars, and you got an opportunity. That's what it amounts to. Okay, but you got to make a decision on if this is going to be for you. all right? A lot of people come to my website every day. We get a lot of hits, okay? And they post, they tell us how they're doing. I'm a big fan of people like this. I don't win every time, okay? But I closed out 12 winners, net 1,200, okay? I closed out a couple of duds because I had my stops built in, but the stops were small. And when you netted it all out, I'm making some money. We knew Gavin was making money before he told us. You know why? Because when you trade through the platform, we can see how well you're doing. We can track your progress, and we see what our customers are making, okay? Nobody else does this. We do it to make sure that our students are net profitable. And just over the last 3 months, right, they're up 250,000 pips, which comes out to about $2 million when you're trading a standard lot. That's good money. That's real, all right? That's really putting your money where your mouth is. If you get even a part of what we've done the last 3 months, you're going to be super impressed with that, okay? So if I could teach you this, coach you, train you, right, mentor you, get the software on your desk, give you all of our tools, even give you a guarantee, right? If I could do all of that, would you let us teach you this thing? Would you commit to doing that? If I could get all of that to you with a guarantee, would you commit to doing that? Because this is called, all right, the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand. And for the Forex market, it is the best, all right, most comprehensive step-by-step program on the planet. Okay, let me tell you all of what's involved when you become a student here, because that's what you want to know, all right? The minute you become a student, you're going to have access to all of our infrastructure, all right, for the rest of your life, right? It is lifetime education, right? Never goes away. You'll have unlimited access to this for the rest of your life, right, to our boot camps, all right? We have live events that we do every 2 or 3 weeks. We got students from all over the world that attend them. You can do them online if you want to, all right? These live classes are free. Once you're on board as a student, you can do them as many times as you want, all right, for the rest of your life. You'll also have access to that online university. And my favorite part is we made an app out of it, so you'll be able to carry that around, right, in your telephone, all right? Very cool, exceptional material, all right, and that's your base of knowledge. So then what? Then we get the software on your desk today for sure, okay? Now, included in the program, and I didn't have a chance to demonstrate all of the automation tools. I showed you a couple, but do you know that included in the program, it's full automation. So once you are comfortable, all right, with the formula, once you're comfortable with the results, all right, once you're comfortable with the performance, we can show you how to click a couple of buttons and automate this whole thing. It'll look for the breakouts on your behalf, all right, A, B, C, D, right? It'll enter the trades, downside protected. You come home from school or whatever, you see how you did. Okay, that alone is going to be fantastic, and I know a lot of you are looking for that. Don't go buying a black box from somebody else who just says, hey, it works, right? We're going to show you how it works. We'll even let you back test the whole thing before you go turning it on so you can be confident with it, all right? The checklist is there to make sure you're starting out correctly, and then what? Then we go trade live, okay? Then you're going to come with your knowledge and your tools, and you're going to go put them into action. All right, you come trade live with us. That's where the real proof of the thing is. Right, you come on a Tuesday, even if you're just watching, you'll see pips being made. Then you come again on a Wednesday. Then you come again on a Thursday. By Friday, you're going to be tired of watching other people make money, but you'll be confident enough to step in and make it yourself. Okay, and when you join this group, look, you're not going to be dealing with the B team. All right, when you join our group, the chief, the CEO, he wants to be the one to make sure that you've got the formula in your pocket. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to be working with him your first month so that he can make sure that you've got it, because this is a lifetime endeavor for you. So you got to be trading it the right way. He'll make sure that you do. All right? You'll always have someone to answer your questions, and also whenever you personally want to trade, you're never going to trade alone when you trade with our group. All right? And the best part of this whole thing is, look at, you're trying to figure out right now, can I do this? Does it work? Right? Do I have time to work this into my schedule? All those questions are going to be answered, okay? Because here's what we're going to do. All right? We're so confident that this works and that you can do it, and you're going to find the right way to do it, that we're going to literally give you the entire program, okay? 100% risk-free for the next 60 days. This way, you do not have to just sit here and take my word for it, okay? You can try it out and then decide, okay, if it's the right program for you. Because let's face it, all right, at the end of the day, the only person you're really going to trust is yourself, All that we ask is that you give it an honest effort. So let's do this as we wrap it up. All right? The value of the program is massive. If you add up all the components to the program, the value of it is phenomenal. Okay? The education, the mentorship, and so forth, put it all together, it comes out to about a $14,000 value. All right? Big number. But look. To get it today, all right, it's not $14,000. That's the value that you'll be receiving. Okay? But there's a couple of different ways you can get started today. And I'll tell you what, not only is there one that's going to work for you, but I'm going to save you a ton of money doing it. All right? You could go to my website. It's markettraders.com. Jot that down. Okay? When you go there, what you will see is the entire, all right, package listed individually, okay, and the value is about $14,000. But what we've done on the website is this. We bundled everything, okay? And when you bundle, everybody just saves time and money. That just makes sense, okay? You could go to my website whenever you want, 7 days a week, all right? MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover. You can get the entire program, all right? And it's not $14,000. It's about half of that, all right? You get it. You have it for the rest of your life. Great. Why did I just put a big line through it? Because today at Investor Inspiration, we're going to do it a little different, all right? We've got the 23-year anniversary of our group coming up. We're going to celebrate that together, and I've got that pound rebound that's literally waiting to deliver you 7,000 to 10,000 pips. So in every possible way we could think of to get you involved, all right, we're going to get you involved today, one way or the other. First way is we're going to save you some money. We're going to take $2,000 off the online retail for the program, meaning you can get started today for a one-time, and this is lifetime investment, of $59.95. So right away, that's a $2,000 savings, all right, and it's 25% off of the retail. And it's actually very easy to get started. All you have to do at this point is enter your phone number in that chat box. What I'll do is I'll have either myself or one of my traders reach out to you, all right? We'll answer every question that you've got. We'll spend as much time with you as you need. All right, and then you're off to the races. All right, the only problem you're going to have with this program is that you didn't see this webinar 6 months ago and get started back then. All right, now somebody just asked me, Michael says, do you have a payment plan? In fact, yes, we do. Okay, if you want to get your foot in the door today, all right, you can do that by just putting a little something down. All right, that will reserve your space, and you'll get all the tools that come with this. Okay, you'll get everything, but then what we'll do with the balance is we'll just spread it out over time. All right, we'll come up with something that fits your budget. We'll come up with something that gives you some flexibility, all right, that absolutely makes you comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable starting, I don't want you to start, okay? Let's have that conversation, though, because we can customize something for you to help you out. And either way you do it, it comes with my warranty. So don't forget, all right, the class is today, 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Okay, you also, I told you this, you get to be working with the chief for your entire first month. Listen, 4 weeks working with the top person in his elite trading room is another great way to springboard you into making those pips. His average week, all right, is 2,000 pips. So if you get even half of that your first month, you're still talking about an additional 4,000 pips. So again, if you have a few questions, we're going to get them answered, all right? I want you to type your phone number in the chat box. Good. Christopher, perfect. I've got your number, 708 area code. Miriam, I've got your number, right? Where is that? 312. Is that in Illinois? That's perfect, all right? Eric says, I want to get started. Robert A., all right? I've got your number as well. Now listen, all right? So you know exactly what's going to happen. And I'll give you a little additional value here. First and foremost, charting software. What did I say? 2 months with it, right? No. You get started today. I'm going to plan for your success. I'm going to give you 6 months of the charts, okay, so that you understand that the key here is learning that formula and being able to apply it. I don't want you worried about $249 a month. I want you worried about getting this in your back pocket. So you can relax a little. I'll give you 6 months of the charts. All right, for my day traders, I know I got a couple of you. You keep asking about the shorter term stuff, and that's fine. You want to trade the 10-minute chart? I'm going to include for my day traders, all right, a system called the Turbo Trader. That's going to help you identify those 10 and 15-minute charts, okay, so that you don't miss out the opportunities. That's going to be an add-on. Normally it's $1,000 for my day traders especially. I'm going to include that. All right, so you have that for free. I'll show you how to use it. All right, just didn't have enough time to show it to you today. You trade with the chief, you get in with Josh today. All right, that's another almost 5,000 in value. So at this point, really, the choice is yours. So let me help you. I'll point you in the right direction. All right, what you need to do right now, if some of you already told me you want to do a payment plan, that's fine. Okay, some of you told me that you're okay with a one-time payment. All right, if you think you're leaning towards the one-time payment and you want to get that immediate $2,000 savings, what I want you to do at this point in the chat box is type in your phone number and put the letter A next to it, the letter A, okay? Now understand, if you type in the letter A, I'm not saying that you are immediately committed to this right now, this very second, all right? We're going to help you, okay? All you're saying is that if we get your questions answered, we show you that warranty, and this makes sense to you, that you have the ability, okay, to make a one-time payment, or you can find the ability to do it. All right, so please only type A if you're in a position to be able to do that. All right, whether or not you get started, that's yet to be determined. Okay, now on the other hand, I want you to type the letter B, all right, if you think you're more likely to do a payment plan. Now with the letter B, here's what happens. You end up getting that bundle price, so you still save some good money, but what you also get, right, is that flexibility where you can put just a little bit down, right, and get your foot in the door. You still get all the components, but then we'll spread it out for you a little bit over time. A lot of people like that because it lets them pay as they go, and it gives them a chance to take advantage of this. But either way you do this, it comes with my money-back guarantee. All right? And what that says is very clear, and I'll wrap up with this so you know you're covered. Okay? We don't want you just to use this for 10 days or 15 or 30 days. Okay? We want you to take full advantage of this for the next 2 months. Okay, 60 days where you're going to come to the class, where you're going to come trade with us 2 or 3 times a day. You get to learn this right from the chief your entire first month, okay, and then still use it beyond that. You'll have the software, you'll have all of our tools. We'll even show you how to automate this. The first 60 days, gang, you're going to have to evaluate, all right, and at the end of that time, that's when you make a final decision on this thing. All right, and it's going to be easy at that point because you're going to have the data. If it works, what are you going to do? You're going to keep the program, right? That just makes sense. If it's going to pay for itself over and over again, that means you found what you were looking for. Great. But if after 60 days, now listen, if you decide for whatever reason that this just isn't for you, it's okay. Because what it says in writing is that we will refund every penny you paid just for trying it out. What am I trying to tell you? Your downside here is 0, all right? Your upside is phenomenal. So at this point, you just have to decide what the best way is, and it's either option A or option B. You want a 2-day class? Think about this. What did you learn here in an hour and a half? Now spend 2 days with our group. Well, you can do that this week if you want to. I got some room left in the class, all right? That's Thursday, Friday, right, 17th and 18th. That's 2 days, wealth and freedom, and we'll do a couple more strategies, all right? We'll make sure you have this in your back pocket. I can't make it to that one. Then you make it to the next one, all right? But you can bring a friend to that, right? You got an extra seat at your dining room table that you can learn this. Call your buddy at that point and say, come on over. Let's learn this together, okay? You got a chance to make serious money, all right? From now till August, let's do this, all right? You can do this, and I'll tell you what, it's easy to follow. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The roadmap's already there. You want confidence? You got to have something that works. You got to try it. Coming to webinars is great, and I can keep showing it to you, but getting down and doing it with a practice account, with a micro account, all right, to see if it works, get on the journey to doing this. This is the best way to do it. So option A or option B, all right, that's what we'll do, and I'm going to wrap it up right now because really the choice is yours at this point. And in fact, because, look, some of you want to get started right away, because I've got a big group, okay? I've got a big group of you. Todd wants to do a little financing. That's perfect, Todd. We're going to have that conversation. But do me a favor. If you're ready to get started, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save you a little money to help you along. All right? If you're not in the mood to have us call you, call that number. You want to call me, I'll save you $500. Why? Because I want to help you get started, okay? If you want to call me, right, jot down the number and type calling in. And regardless of which way you get started, A or B, I'll write down $500 scholarship next to your name, all right, and I'll save you that right off the top. As a matter of fact, if you're enthused enough about this, right, to try it, and you're saying, well, I don't know about that guarantee, What if I guarantee performance? Will that get you motivated? Because here's what I'll do. I am so confident this works. We know it works, that we will actually guarantee the performance during your 2 months. In writing, what'll it say? All right, let this be your first question. Show me that guarantee, because we're going to guarantee, if you come trade with us, we're going to guarantee to show you 2,000 pips in your first 60 days, minimum, or you won't owe us a thing. So you want to come practice, do this thing with us, all right? We'll back it up. Nobody else does this. There's no other group out there that'll guarantee even a toaster, right? We're going to guarantee 2,000 pips, $10 a pip, $1 a pip. You decide what that means to you. But that's putting your money where your mouth is. And if you want to call me, I'll guarantee your results. But just let me know you're calling in, okay? And I'll reserve that guarantee and $500 for you, okay? If you've already given me your number, all right, if you're already an A or a B, I'll tell you what, I'll extend that to you too, because that's our belief in the program, okay? So at this point, it's up to you. The education's there. Everybody wants the right education. We make sure it's taught in different ways so that we do it the way that makes the most sense to you. My millennials, they got to have an app. I got an app, okay? Same thing with the software. You want to talk about massive value? Just that automation system, when you see how that works, it is fantastic, okay? Look at the results of that tested in real time. It is crazy good, all right? Then what? Then you come trade with us. That's the relationship. That's the fun part. Okay, get to know some people. Come trade with us. Get to know the chief, Josh, Tyson. Some of you know them already, okay? But this is really up to you, all right? The sharks do not pay attention to anything unless it works. And when Kevin Harrington got on board with our group, it's because he saw the results, all right? Now it's your opportunity to take some action. So there it is. I got to wrap it up. It's A or B, okay? And that part is up to you. I want to say thank you to everybody at Investor Inspiration, and I'll tell you what, for those of you that haven't entered your number yet, let me just take one more minute, because I know you want to take advantage of something today, and you saw that this worked over and over, no matter what currency I picked. You like the guarantee, but the money part's bothering you? Wait a minute, okay? I'm talking to you specifically. If the only part of this that's got you hung up is the money part, right? And I know it's no joke, it's $59.95. But what if I could fix the money part for you? Are you serious enough to get started? Well, yeah, Joe, it looks like it works. Yeah, Joe, it looks like I could do that, right? I'm serious enough to get started, but you know what? $59.95 is a lot of money. Well, how about this? All right, there's a way you can do this for a lot less. And if I can take care of the money part, I need to know if you're serious enough to get started. Because for 10 of you that respond to this right now, I'll tell you what. I got a way that you can get it for free. In fact, I got 2 ways, all right? I've got a tuition reimbursement program. I got a referral program, one way or the other. If all you need, right, is a way to get started, well, that's easy, all right? What I need to know, though, is that you're serious about it. And I only want you to enter your phone number and the word free if you're serious and you're not going to waste time, okay? I gave you a strong hour and a half just now, and you learned a lot. You tell me, right? I know you learned something. Imagine spending a couple days with us. But if you say, Joe, all right, I'm serious about it and I won't waste your time, then what I want you to do is type in your phone number so that we can reach out to you. Stick the word free next to it so I know what we're going to be talking about, okay? And then let's see how serious we can be together, all right? Let's go do this. Let's go make some money. So before you log out, all right, just give me an A, a B, or a free in the chat box, and I want to say thank you. All right, thank you, Renee, for having me. All right, Investor Inspiration, thank all of you for taking the time. I hope this helped you. All right, I hope this was a good use of your time, and I'll see you again. Take care.